Now that Infinity War has come to an end and Thanos prevailed, people are wondering what happened to those who drifted away into thin air. The common theory circulating around the internet is that they have passed into the Soul Stone, along with Gamora, and they will remain there with half of the population of every soul in the galaxy. This process and half of the souls disappearing, stated by Thanos himself, is completely random. The so-called snap doesn't take anything into consideration. People from every walks of life were there and selected and faded away. So why then are the original Avengers the ones that remain? The OGs of the Marvel Cinematic Universe that started the whole story stood there and shocked as everyone else faded away. Sure, I like the idea that the first Avengers are coming together one last time to make that story full circle, but I think Marvel is smarter than that, and they have bigger plans for these six. First off, I don't think this theory extends to Rocket or Nebula or any others who weren't an original Avenger. I think those people are there so they can have certain plot points and meet up with other people and experience different parts of the universe. Also, they're there for that emotional connection towards different characters as well. Nebula wants Gamora back, and Rocket wants Groot back and the rest of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Also, I should mention that the Russo brothers have been quoted saying that 2 of the original Avengers will be the only ones to survive this final film. So why did Marvel leave those original Avengers behind for Infinity War Part 2? Well, simple. They will trade their lives or die in battle or sacrifice themselves in order to bring back their fallen comrades, and in turn, they will rein in a new Avengers team. It will be a passing of a torch, or a gauntlet, if you will. Think about who they are passing it to. Every person has one or more connections that they'd be willing to die for. Steve Rogers' Captain America has Bucky Barnes or the Winter Soldier to pass that shield along to, as fans have speculated for quite some time. I know when Sebastian Stan signed up for the MCU, he signed along for 9 movies, which was more than the common original Avengers. Tony Stark's Iron Man will sacrifice himself for Peter Parker. This subtle connection to having his own child in the beginning of Infinity War is kind of a reference towards this. Spider-Man and Peter Parker has always been his adopted son. That dynamic has been built through the Homecoming movie, and we watched Tony Stark grow because of this. And now that Spider-Man is kind of the Iron Spider, he's filling that tech gap for the new Avengers too. Hulk is one of the ones that likely won't be replaced. He obviously will get his moment to shine after spending much of Infinity War somewhat out of the spotlight. I think this will be one of the few posts that doesn't get filled by another Avenger. Instead, I think they're going to respectfully let him remain off screen for a bit. Thor, now being incredibly powered, will make this his final sacrifice. His story in Infinity War was all about having nothing worth fighting for. His mother, his brother, his father, and everyone he loved is gone. In Avengers 4, he will find his family again in the original Avengers, and sacrifice himself for them. I would also love if they would bring Jane Foster back into the mix by revealing she's actually trapped in the Soul Stone as well, giving him more reason to do so. Then I believe it's natural that Captain Marvel will take up his mantle. This will be the last hurrah of these characters and a glorious end to their arcs. These are everyone's favorite. Speaking of the 2 that will survive, that would leave Hawkeye and Black Widow to be the final remaining Avengers. Black Widow still has a solo movie on the way, and the Russo brothers have said that Hawkeye will play an integral part to Avengers 4. Not that they're original Avengers, but I think Vision's going to come back as a very less powered figure, maybe no power whatsoever, and when Scarlet Witch is brought back, they'll leave the Avengers, making way for Doctor Strange to be the new one controlling the mystic arts. I love this way of reining in the new Avengers. I mean, even in Infinity War, there's a line that actually hints at the possibility of this happening. Captain America says to Vision, "We don't trade lives." This might be a nod to what might possibly happen in the future. They might break their ideology for their own lives and to save the ones they love. We even had somewhat of a foreshadowing on who might trade their lives for whom. Peter dies in Tony's arms. Bucky immediately calls out for Steve. Rhodey is calling out to look for Sam. We even have some slight setup for Thor sacrificing himself for Team Groot, who saved him with the axe. Each character seemed to have a specific counterpart whose death immediately hit them the hardest, or showed some implication that it would. I believe this would either leave Black Panther or Black Widow to take over as the leader of the new Avengers, and to bring in this new age of superheroes. So what do you think of this? Do you think this is how they're going to bring in a new age of superheroes and a new age of Avengers? I feel like the only thing they're missing is that brute force in the Hulk. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, thank you so much to my patrons. Adam Gray, Jeremy Jacobs, Jenny Edwards, Jeremy Robson, Gabe Marchanda, Trevor Cowan, Gunnar Legland, Sam Leon, Colleen West, and Gerard Galifa. Thank you so much for your support, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.